Hi guys, my name is Patrick Hunter. We're back again on part 2 of my dissertations on the dark forces, the occultists, who have been operating on this planet since time immemorial. They have been hidden from the main line of observation through parallel world communications that they have assimilated and got themselves onto every future direction with owning all lines of communication and energies right across the board. And total rationale nowadays is that they fear the individual, and they are the 1% and always have been, and they want to protect their position, and they live on the dark side, and they operate through lies, deceptions, and they skillfully cover up their lines of communications through buying out individuals who are not very well aware of this operation, and that's how it is. Now, perception has to do with the infinity of thought. Infinity of thought covers all aspects of everything, and there is a very narrow line, clear line of that in the alpha. Alpha means one, means create, and that reaches out to infinity, and that is where you are as an individual. Now, they don't want you to know that. They want you to be in a little box, so they can control you and control you and control you. And they have this plan, been going since time immemorial, and waiting for this technology to come along. They've been implanters before, and they're implanters ready for the next level through Musk's implant technology, which is coming on board. And obviously they don't want you to know about this. They want you to slide into their direction through suppression of communications and your ability to pay your way in life. And this has been a gradual decline of economies. You have deprecated to the point where they're no longer able to survive. And this is they want big organizations, and they want everything to be hidden from your view. Now, as I said, clear to infinity is this instant, and this instant is this instant, and there's nothing there but this instant, and that means great. That's where you are as an individual. That's where this is a pool of thought, and everything revolves around the perceptions of this, and there's nothing else out there but this instant, and that means great. And they know this, they've known it for time immemorial, and they manipulate it so they keep the masses unorientated with heavy everyday life, so they become totally engrossed in their machinery of life. And so here we have a sculpture here. My sculpture is, I could say this is reaches out to clear infinity, and because I say so, and I am creating this communication and this instant, so it is true. So I am the creator of this instant, and anything this is more aligned to the ultimate perception of native being. A native being is created in a high order of orientation. Orientations covering all perceptions in existence. And here is another piece of sculpture, and this sculpture, I would say, this reaches out to clear to infinity. And this is where the entrepreneur, the individualistic free being operates, the artist, and all that kind of stuff. This is precisely perception of clear thought. across dynamics of clear order. And that means love, beauty. That is the true beauty. True beauty is a native perception, and it's a pool of thought that is in every individual, but the guys on the dark side have, the occultists have got themselves in positions of power to invalidate and make nothing of true order, of native thought. Now, this is very interesting because you don't have to agree with them. They exist because you keep mocking them up. You start creating them, and you continue to create them, so they have power. If you don't create them, they have no power. Simple as that. This is a matter of taking responsibility and looking at a new unit at a time and deciding to look for yourself. And don't believe in anything I say, just look for yourself. The sessions are open to you as they are to me, and it's your responsibility to assess true order of Thea, which is infinity, and it's not something that is obscure anywhere. And it's your responsibility to analyze your perception of native thought. And that will take you out of these Homo sapien machinery, which the dark side wants you to remain in, and will elevate you to higher states of being. That is freedom of thought, and freedom of to produce like hell. Your aesthetic directions are native to you, and not hung up on the dark side's restrictive forces, which consist of implants which have been implanted into human mind this time immemorial to keep them under control, and that is the objective of these characters, is control. Control of everything, so that they don't become known. They live on the dark side, and they want us to remain that way, and you are in the way by anybody who counter-grace against them. You are enemy to them, and they will do everything in their power to invalidate you and make nothing of you in every which way they can. They use all sources of machinery to buy up all the mechanics of communications, and this is very clear to anyone who is willing to look for themselves. They operate communications through drug companies who produce drugs that are not fit for humankind, and they invalidate the vitamins that were necessary to contrascend the stuff that you feed plants with, and that has known for a long time to make the immune system weak, and all this junk food that are not fit for consumption also applies, and this have fucked up the bodies of individuals so that they are weak, incompetent to be in present time, to observe and to look for themselves, and to be independent of having to have somebody else's machinery implanted into their space by hypnotic repetition, which is very prevalent in this major incident with this coronavirus in your face, blah 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 blah. This is how they implant you prior to the real deal of microchip implants. And when I get out online, you will have a different name, and you'll have no recall, and that's the one thing they don't want you to have anything is recall, and they want you to have a new state of mind, which is free from responsibility, and you'll be a robot and nothing else. Now, if you don't believe that, you haven't been looking. You've been taking in negative energies, negative energies, negative energies, and you haven't been positive enough to absorb what the state of mind is in a given instant, and there you are. So it's up to you as individuals to really look and not be a victim, because on the dark side you have this soul, they are the gods of everything, but on the west side, man has descended too far north, and he doesn't observe anymore to a sufficient necessary. He's got himself into lower harmonics of energy, of regret, blame, shame, and he responds, responding like hell to all these negative energies, which are not positive enough to move quickly, speed of energy to move up to higher states of being, and not play around with the giving ground to these negative forces who play upon this weakness of Homo sapiens, who are totally engrossed in the energy of the mass universe, the physical universe, through economics and all sorts of that kind of thing. And this is a basic reason why humans are still human in bodies, negative, because they haven't really taken responsibility for their own orientations, and they have totally accepted the mass universe as the only source of communication and the only source of reality, and the reality of the mass universe is solidity. Solidity, solidity, solidity. Everybody agrees that this universe is solid, and so it is. But beyond that, the folks know this is not solid. They know it's not solid. They know they can create and create you with total direction of their own intentions, and make you into a slave, which they've already done for countless trillions of years. And this is their direction, and there's nothing Homo sapiens can do it but to admire it. That would be the only solution that could ever bring about a change in existing conditions, because existing conditions are precisely not being occupied by clear thought. Clear thought is clear to infinity. If it isn't there, it's in the machine. It's in a robotic state of mind of accepting authority, totalitarian regimes that exist because no one's there with enough power of flight, of free thought, and they have a free field to bring about any condition of enslavement to mankind and any universe they operate in. And if that's not for you, I should suggest you take a good look for yourself, and don't accept anything from me, but I am just here to deliver a communication that I see for myself. I have reached a higher state than your Homo sapien. I'm a free being, and that means I know that I am who I am, not a piece of machinery that consumes facsimiles. All these facsimiles do not necessarily belong to you. They are implanted into your mind, into your brain, and this is how you perceive the mass universe as they want you to. These occultists have force only because you mucked them up. You keep mucking them up, well, there they are, every day, 24/7 in your space. You don't have any space when you have these organizations dramatizing direction towards your existence. And art is the highest form of creation, and art is the superlative, exhilarating point, highest point of existence, and that means theta free, theta organization, theta perceptions in every dimension of viewiness. That's occupying true order, true native order, alpha. Don't forget, you are alpha, not a collection of energy cells, not at all. That is a totally implanted state that has been organized by the dark forces, and they don't want you to know, because they would have no game to play with you. You'd have no game to play with them. To be more precise, you would disintegrate them with your admiration and create your own universe, as you should. Okay, I may get back to you later on this, so I'll say for this instant, ciao you guys.